Welcome back to WEDO Pay It Forward. I'm so excited for you to hear the story from Andrea Reindl of Legacy Creative on how you can make your mark with your brand. Welcome. I'm Milena Radakovic, and this is WEDO Pay It Forward. Welcome back, everyone. I'm so excited with my next guest, Andrea Reindl with Legacy Creative. Welcome.
Thank you.
So excited to have you. Why don't you tell us about your business and what you do and how did you start it?
Yeah, you bet. So I am a lifelong entrepreneur. I grew up in an entrepreneurial family.
Fantastic.
And about 15 years ago, I started working with authors, promoting their books to New York Times bestselling status. I ended up kind of really quickly behind the scenes working with authors and realized that for the most part, they all kind of had the same business needs. Even though they had a book, they had other needs related to their business. And so today, what I do is I help authors, coaches, leaders, trainers build digital businesses, digital real estate, understand their brand, their offer, their message, and how to run that business.
Very exciting. So if I want to write a book, I'll be calling you on that one. Oh, that's great. So how long have you been running your business?
I've been doing what I'm doing now in some form for about 15 years.
Wow.
I've got 4 people full-time on my team right now. At times I have had up to 35. We're a smaller team right now. I much prefer that. And then we work with lots of outsourced vendors, contractors, those kinds of people, because we act as general contractors.
Fantastic. So tell me, what are some of the pain points? Because you've got a variety of different target audience in a sense that you work with. How do you keep track, ensuring market trends, for instance, for all the industries?
Oh yeah, so we actually focus really specifically on people that are what I call champions of people.
Okay.
So they are authors or coaches or leaders, or speakers, so it's fairly easy for the most part to speak right to their pain points, which often is they're like a visionary, somebody who's got a big idea and they have no idea how to make it happen because they're not sure like who they need on their team, what they need to be doing, what to put first, what to come next. Like it's kind of awkward project planning because lots of people haven't done that. They don't understand how the different disciplines fit together, so it's actually quite easy for me to talk to them.
Wow. So you've been doing this for quite a long time. Can you tell us, how did you go from, for instance, you said you had a variety of staff, and I find that a lot of entrepreneurs, when they're listening in, they always say, okay, I'm at a startup. How do I know when to hire more people?
Yeah, so first of all, I think it has a lot to do with your vision. Like, what is the business you want to run? What is the life you want to lead? How do you really want to live your life? And make sure your business is in alignment with that. As far as specifically when you should hire people, I think it's when you really are using strategic planning to look at what's stopping you from growing, and do you need a person, a process, a policy, a procedure? Do you need somebody outsourced? Like really look strategically at what it is that you need. And then often I find one of my best hires, and one of the things I'm most careful about, is making sure that somebody can look after me as the entrepreneur. So where can I outsource some of my life, like my things I need to do, so that I can focus the most on myself? So a really great personal assistant goes a long ways.
Nice.
Yeah.
And so for someone who is looking to hire, and you're saying, look at what you can outsource, how do you figure out what needs you need?
So I typically break it down into a document first. Like I sit down, I'm like, what is the problem I'm trying to solve? Who is the person that I think I need in this role? What are their like skills that they're gonna need to have, their soft skills and their hard skills? Like what are they gonna actually need to know? And also, what are their soft skills that they're gonna need to have? And I map all that into a document, and then I start looking at who I'm gonna hire. And I have a way of writing ads to attract that person so that by the time they get to the job description, I've already spoken to their heart.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
So right now, we went through some challenges time. Can you walk us through, now your business, is it mostly on the digital aspect of it?
Yeah, we do almost everything digitally.
Oh, did you have any hurdles during the pandemic?
So the pandemic was actually somewhat kind of straightforward for us because we were already working hybrid digital. My clients are all over North America, so not a lot changed that way. I think the hurdles were way more about keeping culture and keeping like values alignment and letting people connect with each other. That was harder for the pandemic rather than the actual ins and outs of the business.
So how often? So we have some people in the audience who might have a hybrid or a virtual team. How do you keep that culture in that environment?
So I first of all think culture comes from the inside of the vision of the founder. So be really clear about the culture you want to create and then design and align the business with that. So for me, most of the people we work with are here in Calgary.
Okay.
So most of my team is here in Calgary. My clients are all over. And then we do like a design of how do we maximize both optimal time together and freedom. So we do a couple of days in the office per week and a couple of days at home per week. Especially because we do deep thinking work, we all spend time alone at times.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So in the 15 years that you've been growing your business, what are some accomplishments that you want to share with us?
Oh man, well, so the accomplishments I love the most is when my clients succeed. When I see people that are doing really well and helping a lot of people, I'm lucky almost all of my clients do some sort of transformational work. So when I help my clients and support them properly, then they get to help a lot of people. And I just love reading all the success stories of our end clients, like whether it's a health and wellness program or a leadership program or whatever it is my clients are doing. I love reading the testimonials and seeing people live better lives because we're only here once, so you should live fully.
Oh, I love that. And what would you say is the next step in growing your business?
Oh man, the next step in growing my business. So it's a good question. One, I want to help more of my clients and I want to train an army of support staff for the visionary types. Because I think what often happens is people who are abstract visionaries that want to change the world with ideas, they're not always great at the concrete giving instructions aspect of it, right? Like they don't know how to, what I call land the plane or give good instructions. And especially in the digital world, there's not always a map for what it is that you're building, or there's nothing concrete that they might be asking for a transportation device, but they don't know if they're asking for like a car or an airplane, which clearly have very different specs. So I really want to train support staff and people to support the visionaries in the digital world to really give them the wings that they need.
So would this be part of your team, or you'd be training someone in your company, in your client's organization to support them?
So I'm actually going to certify people. So my plan is I will train people to think like I think, know what I know, use the templates that we know, like that we use and all of that, so that we can certify people. And then when my clients come to me, they can hire our students.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
What a great idea. Now you're doing everything for the Canadian market. Are there any expansions in the US or overseas somewhere?
So we work almost exclusively with American clients. I don't have hardly any Canadian clients. They're almost all American. So we do the work here, but they're mostly American clients. And really, I have like clients in England, I've had clients in Asia, I've had them all over the world.
And why is it you strictly look in the US?
It's just how my network has fallen. It's not that I actually started planning it that way, but I just started networking with people there, and that's how it worked out.
Well, this is a really good tip. Now, for our audience, you just said a really valuable word, network. So if somebody is starting out in their business, and it doesn't matter what their business is, you're saying build a network. How did you go about using your network, building your network to get clients?
Yeah, so I think your network is one of your most important relationship like your relationship capital is one of the most important forms of currency you will ever have. And I think it's really important that if you know who your client is, strategically go and find other people who have groups of those clients and build relationships with them. It's one of the easiest ways to start growing your network, doing marketing without having to like hustle and play the Facebook algorithm or the YouTube algorithm or whatever it is that you're playing, and really build long-term relationships. I think my business has been through lots of ups and downs, like every business has, and leaning into my relationship network has always been what's put me back on my feet again.
Oh, that sounds great. Oh, thank you so much. I got one more question. Now, in your business, a lot of it is, like you said, is relationship. How do you keep a strong relationship with clients that you can get referrals?
Oh, so number one, when I always start with clients, one of the first questions I ask them is, why did you hire me? And then I listen very closely and I write it down. I put it on like a virtual sticky board. And I'm like, okay, this would be the definition of success. And I take that definition of success and I make sure that's what I'm tracking our projects to, and that we're in alignment with that. And then as far as actual referrals go, I ask for testimonials and referrals. And if you do a good job, people will refer you.
Oh, I love that. Thank you so much.
Thank
this
you.
was so great. Can you tell our audience, how can they get a hold of you and your company?
Yeah, so you can find me at legacycreative.com. I also have a YouTube channel with the same title, like with the same handle, which is Legacy Creative. And if you're interested, you can check us out there.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Andrea. This was
thank you
great.
for having me. Thank
Hope
you.
you enjoyed this and stay tuned for more. Thank you to our supporting sponsor, Janet Sawatsky of 7 Point Trents, for paying it forward and supporting the next generation of aspiring women entrepreneurs. If you're inspired and want to join the We Do community, then go on WeDoCanada.com and also nominate and sponsor the next inspirational woman.